Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 11th, 2019. Strong hand, long term thinking, unconfiscatable. Guys, this is the first bit of the Bobby Lee interview that I just did. It's so big that I wanted to upload it in a couple pieces here. So this is your sneak peek. This is some great Bobby Lee moments here. Enjoy it and pound that like button. There will be more shortly. You just were in the news talking about the gold flippening with Bitcoin. And so tell us about that and what your logic was and what your prediction is.
Yeah, first I want to start out to tell people I'm actually a big fan of gold. Okay, I don't meet a lot of gold bugs, but I'm certainly one of them. I own gold, physical gold coins. I buy gold every year. I add to my gold stash every single year. It's been going on for 15 years now. So I have what I think is a sizable amount of gold. Okay, physical gold. I don't hold it. I hold it physically. Okay, so that said, but however, I'm an even bigger fan of Bitcoin. Okay, so compared to my gold holdings, my Bitcoin stash is worth even more than my gold stash. So having said that, my brother Charlie, he and I have been investing in gold for 20 years, and that's how we got into Bitcoin. We're trying to understand what makes Bitcoin valuable. It's not backed by anything, and that's when we thought about gold isn't backed by anything either. So we have a strong sense of what things. We now have a strong sense of how things are valuable. Anyways, so the point is, my comment on the Twitter is about the flippening, right? The idea is that gold today, there's 180,000 metric, 180,000 tons of gold globally, okay? Metric tons, 170,000. And that comes to a valuation or a global circulating value of about $8 trillion, $8 or $9 trillion, depending on the price of gold. And what we're saying is that one day, I truly believe the total value of Bitcoin, which is 160 billion today, will reach and eclipse the value of gold. That's the true flippening. Okay, so it's not the price of one Bitcoin versus the price of 1 ounce of gold, because you can't measure the units because they're not the same. You have ounces and grams and kilograms of gold versus units of Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin, 1 millibitcoin, 1 Satoshi. The units are not comparable. So what I do is I measure the full supply. So for the full supply of gold is 8 trillion. The full supply of Bitcoin is 160 billion. So that's a 50x difference, 50 times bigger than Bitcoin. I think one day Bitcoin will grow in value to overcome that of gold. And by then, at today's prices, that means Bitcoin will go up 50 times. It'll go up to $500,000, close to that. But given the inflation and the money printing, gold price will go up as well. So if gold price goes to $3,000 an ounce, then if Bitcoin were to cross gold, that'll be $1 million Bitcoin. That was my point.
And you were saying what, year 2028? I don't want to put words in.
Yeah, I said that because what people don't realize is in the last 10 years we saw 2 block halvings. Okay, 2. But the next 10 years, just due to the schedule every 4 years, the next 10 years we actually will see 3 block halvings. That's 50% more than the 2 block halvings we saw in the first 10 years. So basically, our upcoming block halving is actually May of 2020. That's less than 6 months away, okay? And then we're gonna have one 4 years after that and 4 years after that. So basically, in a span of 9 years, we're gonna see 3 block halvings. And I think, dude, by then it's gonna be super scarce. By then, today there's 1,800 Bitcoins being made per day of new Bitcoin. By then, in 9 years, we'll see that supply down to 225. That means each block reward will just be 1.6 BTC, something like that. And so the stock to flow model. So how much mining, how much people are spending in electricity for mining Bitcoin on a daily basis? That's going to be split up to earn 225 thereabouts of Bitcoin, 230 Bitcoins. Okay, so you get an idea, right? Meaning if they spend, so let's just rough numbers. If they spend $230 million of mining per day, and they're only mining 230 Bitcoins a day, that means each Bitcoin is $1 million. So if they spend $110 million mining, then each Bitcoin will be $500,000. So roughly that's the model for 9 years out.
Okay, people, I don't want to get people too excited here, but this is why you have a strong hand. This is why you hold it. Pound that like.
Yeah, hold it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell people, my hodling stash, I'm not going to be spending my lifetime. That's why I created products like this, so that my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren can all benefit from the early investments in Bitcoin.
I love it. That's a strong hand right there. He's thinking
Yeah.
beyond his lifetime even. Now, I want to go back to gold, because there are a lot of people that are really happy to hear that Bobby Lee and Charlie Lee like gold. I mean, are you bullish? I mean, you're a technical guy. How do you think young people are going to?
Yeah,
I see a transition. I see a major transition into crypto.
So as I told you, very, very straight. In terms of, I have more money in Bitcoin than I do in gold, but I have a insignificant amount of gold. Like most people I meet, they don't own any gold. They only own gold like in an earring or a ring or something like that. They have some gold on their watch and that's it. But I own real gold in ounces and, however many ounces, lots of ounces. So my point is this. My point is I value gold for what it is, which is it's an awesome precious metal that has amazing chemical properties. Okay, it's a what they call I think it's a noble. No, what do they call it? They call it it's a metal that does not react. First of all,
yes.
Okay, it has a shiny luster, that yellow goldish luster. It doesn't react. It doesn't tarnish. There's no rusting. It's very stable. It has amazing chemical properties. It's very dense, which means it's how hard to counterfeit. So gold has value because of its chemical properties. This is something people don't realize, okay? And silver is similar as well, has chemical properties that are very amazing for industrial use and all that. That's why gold and silver has been very valued over the years, okay? So my point is, Bitcoin is digital. The issue with Bitcoin is it's just information. So on the one hand, it cannot be confiscated because it's not physical. But on the other hand, it can be forgotten. So that's a danger with Bitcoin. So this is the dichotomy. Gold is precious. It's very physical. Come rain, water, storms, fire, gold will never be destroyed, right? You cannot undo gold. You cannot you throw it away. It's still there. Bitcoin, people can lose it. So that's the issue, right? So there are pros and cons of each.
Yes. Well, it makes it Bitcoin's. That I like that aspect that you can lose it. I think that's a feature.
Let people lose it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's good.
But speaking of which, let me share with you another personal story. There are many great features of this physical cryptocurrency wallet. It's all self-contained. So this is a real story. Okay, recently I had a hardware wallet. I won't name the brand. I don't want to get on people's. I myself use very fancy solutions. I have hardware wallets. I use custodial services. I use exchanges. I have my Bitcoins in different locations, different devices, and so on and so forth. But recently, I had a panic because I was trying to use my hardware wallet, trying to key in the key. Oh, actually, this is a different issue. Sorry. I was using a software wallet, one of the early software wallets, like SPV wallets, where in the abundance of security, I set a passphrase for the wallet. Okay, we're security conscious. I actually added a passphrase for the wallet file, and this is very recent. In the last week, one night, I was like, oh shit! Sorry to say S word, but basically, I forgot the password. Okay, I was panicking. I almost forgot the password. It took me about 10 minutes to cycle through the different passwords. I finally remembered which one I used. Okay, and this is a real story. What I realized is I think myself as a smart guy, but even for people, memory is fallible. Human memory is fallible. Okay, I'm saying, like, something that happened, you can get hit by a bus, or even if you don't get hit by a bus, human memory is fallible. So don't make the mistake of losing coins because you forgot an esoteric password that you used to lock up your coins for the purpose of security. Sometimes what you do for security actually harms you in the end. There's so many stories out there, people losing their coins because they forgot the password. And it almost happened to me, and I, knock on wood, I remembered it, but I'm gonna put more of my coins on ballet because of this.
Okay, it even happens to the OGs. They have
absolutely
memory lapses like that. And again, memory is different than intelligence, people. Memory does kind of fade over time, and you keep your intelligence. But yeah, it's a very interesting start. I do want to go back to the gold talk again, because something I was over the next, and this is going to be your, I guess, get your opinion on the overall crypto sector here. What would you rather, what's going to do better over the next 2 years? Gold or Ethereum?
Years?
Gold or Ethereum over the next 2 years?
So to be honest, I hold Ethereum. I own some Ethereum, not a lot. I own some, but very honestly, I am not. I don't follow Ethereum very closely. So I cannot even tell you what the price is. I just don't know what the price of Ethereum is. I think if I recall correctly, it's underperformed Bitcoin in the last 2 years. So my Ethereum investments in terms of BTC amount has gone down in value. Yeah. So I honestly, I don't have any comments on the price outlook for Ethereum.
The reason I do that comparison is because I want to hear your, I mean, maybe you're so focused on your product, you don't see what is going on out there, but there is so much of this DeFi talk about Ethereum.
I
mean, are you into this at all, or are you just ignoring it all and focusing on your
For me, I think it's great that there's industry people pushing forward, blockchain, decentralized, public blockchain, decentralized finance, smart contracts. I think it's great people are pushing that forward. But for me, day to day, I don't find it useful for me. It hasn't brought me value. And plus, this year, I've been focused on this product to bring mass market into crypto, to hodl cryptocurrency. So I've been, maybe it's been a mistake, maybe, that I haven't followed the DeFi movement on Ethereum very closely. In the last 2 months.
You only got a limited amount of time here, and I think a lot of it is hype, obviously. But now, so let's. This final question is a big question. That's
please.
Has China really changed its tune toward Bitcoin? You are in China. You've had a lot of experience with regulators there. I know. With your previous business, so. Because everyone, the last 2 weeks now, the stories coming out of China is they love blockchain now. You can talk about it. They love Bitcoin. I mean, what is the real story on the ground?
Yeah. So China, here's how I would characterize it. I think recently we saw Chairman Xi Jinping talk about the country's going to go all in on blockchain. I think it's hinting towards releasing a digital cryptocurrency that's backed by the RMB, sort of like a government issued stable coin for the Chinese renminbi. In fact, it was supposed to be announced today, November 11th, but it didn't. I don't think I heard news. It did not come out. So either those were wrong rumors, or maybe it's delayed or whatever. I'm not going to hold my breath. But at the same time, the point is this: China, the way the government works is it's an authoritarian government. So it's a government about power, about who. It's not a democracy. It's not like there's public sentiment about how things should be. It's basically one or a few people make decisions on things. It's kind of run like a company, in fact. Company is more like that, right? So the point is that the leaders, singular or plural, make decisions on how they want to see things happen. And then the laws and the rules, are adjusted to reflect that, to give them the most flexibility, okay? So over the last few years, we've seen Bitcoin being banned multiple times in China. The reason is that because they hesitate, they want to do things, they don't want to do that way. One of the stories is that at one point, this is 2.5 years ago, 2017, they were actually ready to issue licenses for cryptocurrency exchanges. So we, BTC China, we were on the receiving end of that license. We saw the draft copy. Okay, we're about to get it, literally. But it didn't happen at the last minute. The plug got pulled that summer, and then the ban came down, and we had to close down the exchange. So it was literally a 180-degree flip within 6 months, okay? And it's not unheard of. Things like that would happen again, okay? So that's why when they make announcements about digital RMB, about blockchain, to me, it's whatever. It doesn't change the daily lives, and it's not done until it's done. So all the rumors, I don't pay much attention. It's just rumors. And I know the price goes up and down because of the rumors, but I myself, I'm a hodler. I don't trade on the news or the rumors. So I don't care much about it. So we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell us whether China will be the first country to issue a digital stable coin for their currency and issued by the central bank or not. Right? Libra was a great effort by the private sector. I'm fully behind that. I think Libra, I would vote yes to let Libra launch. Not that I'm a fan of Facebook. I'm not a fan of Facebook, but I would be a fan of a consortium stablecoin. Anyways, so we'll see if China does it.
You feel that, and I agree. I like this. I like the idea of Facebook doing their own coin, because I think private companies should be able to. They should be able to have their own currency, just like a country. Do you agree with that?
Exactly. I totally. Let me share a story with you. This is my analysis. Okay. Think about, I'm in China right now, so look at this. Look at this. This is paper money, right? So this obviously very recent in the last 5 years, I think. But how did paper money get invented? Paper money started as notes, as bank notes, where there's a depository bearer. The banks would pay the bearer on demand, either gold or silver, right? That's the invention of paper money. In the U.S., there was these gold certificates, silver certificates, right? So how did the word bank come about? So in the early days, it was just goldsmiths. These are companies, businesses that help people make gold, goldsmiths, or make them into coins, make them into nuggets or whatever, ingots, and so on and so forth. And they issued notes, and they would have depository services, and the notes were the claim on the gold, right? So these are private companies issuing paper money that's backed by gold. So what we're saying now is, I totally think, as a libertarian, I totally think that companies should be allowed to issue digital currencies backed by today's money, which is fiat money. So why should that not be allowed? I think in a free country, it should be allowed. I think that's why the government, I think, has a weak case against Facebook. From a pure constitutional perspective, I think Facebook or any currency should have the right to issue digital versions that's backed by real money. I mean, it has to pass the security laws and all that stuff, but constitutionally, I think it's legitimate.
Now, you said don't hold your breath about China. They make all sorts of things come out all the time. But let's say they actually come up with their digital stable coin.
Okay.
Do you think that will be huge for cryptocurrency around the world? Do you think they'll take us to the next level?
I think it will. I think it will for a few reasons. First of all, China is up and coming. They're trying to, replace the U.S. hegemony, the dollar standard, and all that stuff. I'm a Chinese American. I'm a U.S. citizen, so I have nothing against the United States. But just having lived in China for many years, I can see the actions. And China's trying to challenge the U.S. in terms of the dollar standard and all that stuff. I think a digital renminbi would be a great way to do that. It would really stick it to the face of the Federal Reserve, right? So if they do that, if China actually has digital RMB, we don't know what form it will be. We don't know if the accounts and the private keys will be created by citizens or whether it will be assigned to people like bank account numbers, okay? So that's a very key question. The debate is still out there which way they're going to go by. But the point is, generally, if it is a true digital cryptocurrency where we, the users, have access to the private keys, where we can make transactions and send money on a blockchain, either private or whatever consortium blockchain, without controls, then it will make digital currencies, the decentralized digital currencies like Bitcoin and so on, much more pervasive, because then you can have exchanges that can change from digital RMB to Bitcoin and vice versa, much, much easier than going through the physical banking sector today. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, it'll be like USDT, but it'll be like whatever, Chinese RMB, digital RMB. Imagine that, right? That would be a hot trading pair. Whatever the ticker symbol is for the RMB digital version, and then BTC, ETH, XRP, whatever. Those would be very hot trading pairs. High volume, high liquidity, very fast. It'll clear instantly and all that stuff. It may still have KYC stuff, but it'll have strong liquidity there, just like the USDT trading pairs have strong liquidity.
Well, we've got an interesting decade ahead of us we're about to enter. I call it the golden age we're about to enter here. And so I love that there's innovation going on at all different levels. We have no idea what's going to be next here. That's the magic. That's what I love about this industry, about this space. 5 years ago, we couldn't have predicted everything that's going on today. So
that's right. That's right.
It's amazing. So I'll leave you with thank you so much for taking time to be on the show today.
Yeah, thank you, Adam.
And
great questions.
I'm glad people can make their own decisions. If they want to be haters, they can be haters. But no, there's no exit scam. You can come up with your conspiracies, people. That's fine. It's a free world. But what do you have to say? What are your conclusionary thoughts here about the product or the space in general? Anything. The floor is yours.
So Bitcoin, I'm very excited. I'm a big Bitcoin fan, maximalist hodler. I think the next 10 years will be amazing. I think we'll see Bitcoin going to the $1 trillion value cap $1 trillion is actually very easy. It's only a 5x. I think 5-6x will get us to trillion. The question, will it get to 10 trillion? And I think with the money printing that's happening around the world, I think will very easily get us to 10 trillion. Literally, there are hundreds of billions being printed every day, every month. Look at the U.S. debt. Look at the deficit. It's crazy stuff out there what they're doing. I mean, the reason Bitcoin will do well is because our competition is just they're such terrible at what they're doing. Meaning, our competition is fiat money, and it's just fiat money is not holding its value. It's getting an F grade for holding its value. And when our competition is getting an F, even if we get a C or D, I think we'll be leaps and bounds better than fiat money. So that's why I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, by the way, is not a C or D; it's an A plus, I think. And then in terms of Ballet, I'm really excited about this. This is the most fun thing, the most exciting thing about that I've done in my whole life, running this company, building this product. I think we really are trying to make cryptocurrency accessible to everyone, to the everyday person around the world. This is definitely not an exit scam. They're just better ways to scam people, I think, and I wouldn't do that anyways. So for people who are on the fence, buy one, try it out. I think you'll love it. If you don't love it, tell me why. I'd love to hear your feedback. People have given us really great feedback over time, and we've made modifications to improve the product, the software, and all that stuff. So I look forward to people's feedback and spread the joy of crypto by, either with Ballet or without Ballet, but please help spread the joy of crypto to the rest of the world.
All right, great times here today on the One Bitcoin Show. Everybody remember, it's a new show every single day. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again, Bobby Lee. I am Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share this video, pound that like button, click on those squares. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. See you, everyone. Bye-bye.